3 disturbing true thunderstorm horror stories by Mr. Nightmare. Hey man, thunderstorms, well, I guess not so much today. Like back when you were a kid, they were super duper scary all the time. And most of these stories are probably going to take place, with people that are in their younger years. They're not really scary anymore. Thunderstorms are actually kind of calming in a weird way. I don't get it, as it's kind of, I guess, things just kind of flip when you become an adult. But anyway, we got 3 horror stories that took place during thunderstorms we're about to go ahead and listen to. So without further ado, let's get it. Thunderstorm horror stories. Let's get it.
The month of August is full of thunderstorms where I live, which inspired this video topic.
Okay.
Thunderstorms evoke a certain emotion for me, as I used to love watching thunderstorms with my grandfather. Fragrance is something else that's very powerful in evoking emotions and memories.
Oh my God.
My grandfather.
Smooth transition, bro. Smooth transition. Smooth transition. All right. Scentbird. Yeah. Story 1 by Arthur. Let's go.
I was at a ripe young age where being left home alone was exciting. I was like 13 and my parents had just recently started entrusting me to be home alone overnight.
Okay.
The only condition was I couldn't leave the house or have anyone over, but I was fine with that. Something about being able to blast my music or video games without my dad yelling at me was just exhilarating.
Hey,
to
true.
make things even better, it was a rainy night which turned into a thunderstorm.
All
I
right.
sat outside under the awning for a while, watching the thunderstorm as I like to do. I've always loved thunderstorms, as they just make staying in so much more cozy. After a while of watching the storm,
Same.
I moved my Xbox from my room to the downstairs den TV. My dad's huge flat-screen TV with the Bose sound system.
Get to move down to the big
Get
screen.
to game on there was when I was home alone.
It was the days.
The den was a half flight of stairs down from the living room level, and it was level with the backyard, so the backyard door was in the den. I'm describing the house in past tense because I moved out, but my parents do still live there. So I was playing Black Ops down in the den with the volume blasting.
Yes, sir.
I was playing online multiplayer in a party with my friend Cody. I had some crappy old headset, which the only audio you could hear was other people in the lobby and game talking.
Okay.
For a 13-year-old standards, it was the perfect night.
Yeah.
Until something interrupted my peace. The sound of the doorbell. It was past 9 o'clock by then.
Nope.
I told Cody the doorbell rang, and he said I should go check and see who it was.
No, you should. I mean, you should go look, but
I
don't.
wondered if maybe it was my parents back
Say
home
nothing.
early, but they had the keys, so they wouldn't ring the doorbell.
Thank you.
I hid in a spot in the game where I wouldn't get killed. Then I went upstairs to the front door, asking who's there.
There's a lot of those.
I didn't realize how much of a mistake that would be.
Why would you say
A
something?
male's voice on the other side said, "I need to use a phone." I didn't know what to do, so I didn't answer and went back downstairs. But it was too late. The damage was done, and I let whoever was out there know I was home.
Oh,
I
bro.
told Cody about it, and his reaction was simply, "Yo, what the fuck?"
Huh.
He agreed with me that I shouldn't open the door.
Hell
The
no.
doorbell rang again. Cody said to ignore it. That was the last time I heard the doorbell.
Okay.
After a while, I relaxed again, as it seemed whoever was out there had left.
Did you make sure all the doors and windows were
I
locked?
explained the roller coaster of emotions I felt that night. One moment I'm on edge, the next I'm relaxed and back into the fantasy world of my game.
Okay.
And then, as I was most at ease, I heard something to my right, and when I looked, I saw the back door closing and some tall man stepping inside. It was not my dad. It was a stranger.
My
I dropped the
nigga.
controller and ran for the office door.
No
The cord to the
fucking
headset
way.
quickly ripped out of the controller. I made it to the office and slammed the door shut. And I'm by no means exaggerating when I say the second after I locked the door handle aggressively shook as the man on the other side tried opening the
This
door.
would be the scariest shit
The
ever.
office had 2 doors in it, one that led to the den and one that led to the garage. My only chance to escape the house was to go through the garage.
And then bounce.
But before even moving, I just stood still, waiting for something to happen on the other side of the door.
Okay.
Seconds felt like minutes. The man knocked on the door and said, "Little boy, I just need to use your phone."
No.
Stranded out in the rain.
Nah.
His knocks turned to pounds as
Fuck
the
outta
voice
here.
got louder and angrier sounding. It gradually turned to yelling and pounding. He yelled, "Open the fucking door, you little shit."
Oh my
It sounded
God.
like he was literally trying to break down the door. I had no choice but to go through the garage. I pressed the button to open the garage door, and it was so loud and slow to open that I prayed the man couldn't hear it.
Probably did.
As soon as it was up about halfway, I crawled under and ran through the storm a few doors down to our neighbor Julian's house.
Okay.
Who I knew well because I used to play with his dog Copper when I was little. I heard Copper barking as I rang the bell. looking back at my house, hoping not to see someone coming down the block.
Right.
Julian opened the door, and I ran into his arms, begging him for help.
Uh-huh.
His wife came out of the kitchen in confusion. When I told them of the break-in, their demeanors instantly changed. Julian got the police on the phone and handled getting them to my parents' house.
Oh my goodness, he got away.
It was a long, long wait before the police were outside, and Steve and I went out to them. I told them the same thing I told Steve, and after they asked which door was unlocked, I said the garage. A couple of them went through the garage into the house. After maybe 5 minutes, they came outside with a man in handcuffs.
Oh, he was still in there.
He didn't see my face.
Got his ass.
After he was in a police car, they asked me if I knew that man, and I said no, of course I don't know that man.
Right.
He had been telling the officers that this was his house and that I was his son. I could
Boy.
tell he was drunk or high or just generally crazy based on the things he was yelling and the way he was acting.
Fuck out of here.
He was brought to jail, and my parents had to be contacted regarding how they wished to proceed, and they pressed charges.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
John McCarty. He got charged for, I believe, criminal trespass.
Ooh.
It didn't make me feel any safer that that man would one day be out and know where I lived.
That's true.
Thankfully, it was just a random chance encounter. I don't believe he specifically targeted me or our house. So whenever he was released, he didn't come back.
Never came back again. Bro, hold on. First of all, there we go. That would be the scariest thing in the world, dog. You sitting there playing video games, having a good old time, and then you look over and you see your back door closing and a man that you don't recognize walking in, and you 13? Oh my God, bro. I just had a sneezing fit. I just cut it out, but it was like 10 sneezes, bro. Allergies, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that would be so damn scary. You lucky you had an escape route. He was able to get up out of there, and the dude stayed in the house. That's crazy. Got called by the cops. You know what I'm saying? Go to jail. They press charges. Man never returned. Happy ending. But still, dog, that had to be horrifying to go through. Oh my God. I'm glad the neighbors let you in, bro. Now, story 2 by Aria L. Let's go.
I never thought in a million years that anything truly horrific would ever happen to me. I'm an average person with a boring enough life that anything out of the ordinary was really out of the ordinary.
Okay.
This is why I was always okay with watching or listening to those creepypasta and true horror stories on YouTube. I still do watch them often, but after my own experience, these stories scared me in a whole new way.
Yeah.
It was late at night.
I feel you.
I'd say around 4 a.m., but I don't really know for sure, and everyone else in my house was asleep. My mother and both of my grandparents.
Okay,
For the past 2 months or so, we get at least one major thunderstorm per week, and it just so happened that this one decided to start earlier that night. Now, I always enjoy a good thunderstorm, especially at night when you can go sit by a window and just watch the lightning.
Yeah.
Something about the wind of them always creeped me out. Maybe the fact that it could be soft or deafening and switch between the two almost instantly.
Yeah.
For some reason,
Weather.
Wind has always given me huge creeps.
Okay.
Now, this night's thunderstorm was one of the worst we'd had in a long time. It sounded like rocks were hitting my window all night. I was enjoying listening to it while I browsed Reddit, as I do.
You just browse Reddit.
The power went out in the blink of an eye. This was kind of creepy, but I didn't really mind, because I had my data and a decent charge on my phone, so I continued browsing.
Okay.
After a little while, I started to get tired, so I figured it was time to shut my phone off and get some sleep.
All right.
Placed it on the side table next to me and rolled over to go to sleep. I guess I passed out shortly after because I don't remember anything in between the rain hammering at my window and the eerie silence of a soft wind outside.
Oh, so it's okay.
I assume the rain stopped while
Rain
I was
stopped.
asleep. I rolled over to get more comfortable because my side was hurting, and then I realized just how parched for water I was. I took a few minutes to try and fall back asleep again, but it didn't happen. My mouth was just too dry.
Gotta go get that water. I feel you.
I sat up,
That
grabbed
middle of
my
the night,
phone,
drink of water.
turned on the flashlight so I
Be
could
heaven.
get the source of light to the kitchen to grab a glass of water and go back to bed.
That's why I always sleep with a bottle next
I
to me,
opened
bro.
my bedroom door. I was smacked in the face with a blast of cold air. It was freezing in the living room. I quickly threw on a sweater and continued to the kitchen. As I was nearing it, I could hear the wind becoming louder and the temperature become colder.
What the hell?
I reached the kitchen and walked in, grabbed a glass from the cupboard, and started to fill it with water from the tap. I took a quick glance around the kitchen and noticed something weird. The door to the patio was left open.
Oh, that's why.
Naturally, I was weirded out by this and a little scared, thinking of how that could happen.
Somebody came
I
in.
ended up rationalizing to myself that my grandfather must have left it open earlier that night and just forgot about it. I walked over to the sliding door, glanced over my shoulder out of paranoia, and slid it shut and locked it.
We all do that.
Walked back to my room just in case. I opened my door and closed it behind me, and then laid back down in bed, my glass of water on my side table, and flashlight still in hand.
Someone's in this room,
I was able to calm myself down slightly, enough to turn off the flashlight and try to get some shut-eye. Something inside of me wasn't letting me forget the possibility that there might be someone in my house.
Yeah.
I got back out of bed again and slid my chair from my desk to my door in an attempt to keep someone out. I then checked the closet again, just in case. I laid back down again and kept my flashlight on as a sort of nightlight this time.
Okay.
Then, the most disturbing thing that's ever happened to me occurred. I felt a slight bump come from under my bed, accompanied by a creak of the bed springs. I then realized I hadn't checked
Hell
my
no.
bed like an idiot. It felt like I was gonna vomit, and I leaned off the side of my bed and peered underneath. I saw the disturbing sight.
Mr. Nightmare, you motherfucker. I didn't know he was gonna do that, bro. He put a little visual with it. All right, bro, you got me. I don't even know if I jumped that hard visually, like to y'all, but like my stomach and heart just did a backflip. God damn it, bro. You got me, motherfucker. All right, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt the flow of the story, but shit.
And peered underneath. I saw the disturbing sight of an extremely unhealthily skinny woman with bloodshot eyes and yellow teeth staring back at me. She was smiling an ungodly grin that I still can't get out of my head.
Hell no.
She stared at me for at least 3 seconds while I was still trying to process what I was seeing. Before she, I swear to God, cackled like a fucking witch. At this point, my whole brain was screaming nope, and I leapt out of my bed towards my
Nope.
moved the chair as fast as possible, and sprinted down the hall to my grandparents' room.
Yeah.
I banged on the door as loud as I could while calling for my grandfather. He was out within seconds, and he had a gun in his hand.
Damn.
Something he had never even mentioned having in the house.
Hey, Grandpa ain't playing.
Him in front of my grandmother and I, and we just barely caught a glimpse of a white figure running away from the bedroom window.
Wow.
Grandfather took a shot, presuming as a warning to tell them to never come back.
Oh.
We didn't end up calling the police because we figured they wouldn't be able to do anything since we don't have security cameras or have any idea who she even was.
That's true.
All I can guess was that this woman was dangerously ill and saw my bedroom light on before the power went out. I have no idea what her intentions were or if she even knew what she was doing.
She lucky she didn't get shot in the ass.
Windows and doors in the house installed with locks sometime the next week just for safety. And all I can say is, even if you live in a safe area or a trusted community,
They not already have locks?
bad things still can and do happen. And you always have to take precautions against such things.
I agree. Yeah, like I just said, did the windows and doors not already have locks? I wouldn't have felt safe no way. What the hell is going on here? And this man got me with the jump scare, but yo, they, like the lady, the crazy skinny lady under the bed, when you look under there, that would have jump scared the hell out of me. Like, yo, I probably would have started throwing kicks or stumps. Like, bitch, you down there. I might have just ran though. I don't know. But hey, Grandpa came out that room. Not grandma, but Grandpa. He was about that action. He wasn't finna play with her. Came out with that gun. Hey, probably not the blicky, but the blammy. Bow. God damn it, miss though. Don't ever come back here. You know what I'm saying? So story ended good again, but man, that's crazy. Y'all sleep too heavy for me. I feel like I would have heard somebody sneak through my window and get under the bed. Hell no. Well, I guess they didn't sneak through the window. They came in, and then when he went to get his drink of water, that's probably when she went in. I don't know. I'm just saying, motherfucker wouldn't be able to sneak in on me. I just feel like that. But everybody probably feels like that before it happens to them, though. So that's what that is. All right, final story. Story 3 by J-Dog. Let's go. This one got some length on it, so.
It was August. My girl Cass and I went upstate for a little weekend getaway at my family's rustic mobile home.
Okay.
It has running water, electricity, and a toilet. So we call it luxury camping.
Okay.
The home is very small, about 600 square feet. 1 bedroom, 1 pull-out couch in the living room, 1 bathroom, and a very small kitchen.
Luxury camping.
Despite its remote location, there's lots to do, including archery, shooting, biking, and off-roading.
Okay.
We had a whole little itinerary planned for the weekend. Friday, we mostly just unpacked and went out to eat, went grocery shopping, then relaxed. Saturday, we did most of the stuff I just mentioned before, until it started getting really cloudy out, like storm clouds.
Okay.
We also could feel it in the air that a big storm was brewing. So we put all the stuff we took out back into the outbuilding. We put a movie into the DVD player as we cooked dinner. At some point while we were eating, we heard the sudden torrential downpour of rain on the roof of the home.
Yep.
Pretty soon, there were loud, thunderous crashes of lightning almost directly overhead.
Some thunderstorm
We
action.
both wanted to go sit outside and enjoy it as we ate.
Okay.
We relaxed on the deck outside under the canopy with an amazing view of the sky. Long bolts of lightning constantly lit up the dark night sky.
Yeah.
Thunder booming almost instantly after the lightning strikes.
I guess that would be pretty
We're
fun.
right in the heart of the storm. And then we heard something out in the woods.
Oh.
It was a voice, a loud voice, seemingly calling out something, but it was nowhere near discernible.
Man, hell
So the
no.
place is really remote, like I said. Hearing any other voices nearby would already set off alarms in normal conditions.
Right.
During a storm like this, it was extremely concerning. We had to assume that it was a lost hiker or something. I stepped over to the edge of the deck, getting a little wet as the rain blew in under the edge of the canopy.
You gonna talk to him, bro?
With the constant crashing of thunder and lightning, there were moments of light in the vicinity that allowed me to see just far enough away to the tree line where the woods began. There was a person out there, clear as day. I told Cass, and she
What was he doing?
instantly freaked out, thinking I was joking and telling me to stop. I considered
Ain't nobody
calling
playing?
out, asking if they needed help.
No, don't do
Decided
that.
against it on the grounds that I was kind of scared. This weekend was
Kinda
my
scared,
idea,
huh?
though, and I did kind of drag Cass up here. I didn't want to ruin the experience freaking her out. I went back to her and said I think it's a hiker. She asked if we should offer some help.
No.
I said not unless they come knocking on the door. I told her we should go inside, and I nudged her in. I went back over to the edge of the deck just out of curiosity. I got even wetter as I looked around until I spotted something. It looked like a person again, much closer to the deck, like a lot closer.
Oh.
Only about 20 feet away now.
Oh.
I continued to look until a quick flash of lightning briefly exposed a man standing there, confirming my suspicion. He was wearing bright colors and almost looked white. He was just standing still. That was the scariest part. He wasn't even approaching the deck or anything.
Right?
I went inside and quickly locked the door. Cassidy saw the worry in my face. I felt my heart racing and I almost felt nauseous.
You ain't got no blicky?
I'm sure I almost stuttered as I said, I don't know who that is. And then I saw the worry in Cass's eyes worsen.
I ain't got no blicky.
I did my
Damn.
best to keep her calm, telling her to expect someone knocking on the door asking for help. I said they probably just need shelter from the storm. I tell you, it was the longest 5 minutes
Bro.
ever. Just sitting and listening to the pouring
Stop
rain and lightning
Being
outside
nice.
before we felt and heard the footsteps outside on the deck, even over the sound of the storm. The home doesn't have a doorbell, so we expected a knock on the door.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt the flow, but like, people stop being stupid. People run for shelter. If they just needed shelter, they wouldn't just be standing there menacingly. Like, no. They're not just looking for shelter from the storm. They'd be running, hey, trying to get your attention. Why are people so stupid sometimes? All right,
The sound of the
my
storm.
bad.
The home doesn't have a doorbell, so we expected a knock on the door. But instead, there was this weird shuffling sound on the other side of the lone wooden door. It sounded like attempts at opening it. It was at this point that the worry I had been feeling had peaked. I think I felt an adrenaline rush at this point.
Yeah.
Cass was already in the bedroom hiding at this point, and she was quietly calling for me to come. The noises at the door stopped, but there was never a single knock.
We finna jump
I
your
went to the
ass.
bedroom and told Cass to just remain quiet. I'll be back in the room in a second. I wanted to look out the window. I went back to the living room and turned off the lamp. I took a second to just breathe before yanking the curtain open. I looked out the window and I saw the white figure of the man running away from the window and quickly disappearing.
Oh,
I didn't know what was going on. I hoped that they ran away for good.
he dipping
To
and
be
ducking.
safe, I went to the kitchen window and looked out. This one didn't have a curtain or blinds.
Okay.
I realized about halfway to the window that there was a face on the other side. I could see it even through the blur created by the rain on the window.
Oh.
I yelled at the top of my lungs, "Yo, go away," trying to sound scary.
Uh-huh.
They didn't move. Now, when I say this, I know it sounds incredibly cliche.
Wow.
We don't have Wi-Fi in the home, and the cell reception is very on and off.
Oh my
During a storm
God.
like this, there was no reception at all for either of us.
Literally a horror movie
There
cliche.
was my dad's rifle under the bed in the bedroom, though.
Go get it.
I left the kitchen and hurried to the bedroom, where Cass was sitting in the bed biting her nails.
You should have been went and got that.
Grabbed the rifle under the bed from its case, since we hadn't yet taken it out. There was a magazine already loaded with rounds, thankfully.
Yes.
So I popped the mag in the rifle. Doing this in front of Cass obviously meant I was no longer sugarcoating what was going on.
Yeah.
But it didn't matter, because there was suddenly a bang at the bedroom window.
All right.
Something was either thrown or someone straight up banged their hand on it.
Uh-huh.
And then a second later, there was a bang from another window out in the living room or kitchen.
What?
It was more than one person.
Okay.
I'd gone far enough at this point.
And I got more than one bullet.
Cassidy to wait in the bedroom. I went to the front door and positioned myself to be ready to potentially fire at anyone on the other side of the door should they rush me.
Uh-huh.
I quietly unlocked the door, and when I was close enough to mentally ready, I yanked the door open and drew my rifle up, pointing at the door.
Uh-huh.
No one was there, and so I hurried outside with adrenaline controlling my actions. Spun around quickly.
He running
to ensure
around.
No one was on the deck. Then I went to the stairway and looked down.
Ready to let it go.
There was that guy in bright-colored clothes,
Get his
standing
ass.
where he was before, outside the window.
Get his
apparently
ass.
trying to look scary. He looked up at me. He already knew I was outside, but I doubt he knew I had a gun.
Yeah.
I shot the rifle into the air, and I heard the guy yell in a deep voice, "Oh shit," as he ran away into the darkness.
Man, hell no.
At least two fading, yelling voices, likely communicating to each other. And then it was just the sound of the storm again.
I'd have shot you all in your
I
ass.
don't know how many people were out there. At least two, maybe even three. It could have been teenagers playing some fucked up prank. Or it could have been some really messed up people trying to scare us and break in.
Don't play like that.
I don't play around like that, though.
Right.
If anyone came up that deck while I was outside, I would have shot them dead.
Yeah.
They were not there seeking help, and that is a 100% certainty.
Facts.
The next day was Sunday, and so we packed up and left. There were no signs of anything having been done to my car or the home or anything from the night before.
Okay.
I made sure to lock everything up and take anything of particular value home this time.
Yeah.
Out of all the years of my family owning the place, that was the only encounter like this any of us had ever had. It really put a bad taste in my mouth about the place. And
Did you never
being
go
in an
back?
Isolated place. I've been up there a few times since with my family.
Okay.
But I would never, ever go alone.
Yeah. And you would always make sure you bring that blammy, goddammit. Yo, I say this every single time we watch one of those videos. Keep the blicky or the blammy on you, baby. It's here for me and you, for my protection and yours. You know what I'm saying? Literally saved his life. Hey, whoever them dudes was, if they was playing a prank or if they was really up to some nefarious things, they lucky. They lucky. And dude nicer than me. I'm not just shooting in the air, giving off warning shots. Now, I know that's irresponsible. Y'all say, oh, no, that was good of him to not kill them because now no one had to get injured or die because of this. Man, you playing around with what I think to be my life, bro. I'm shooting you all in your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you getting the fuck shot. Maybe I can't shoot 2 or 3 of y'all. You know, the other 2 just gonna run the fuck away. But one of y'all gonna be the fuck shot. And if you die, hey, should've came barking up the wrong tree. You fucked around and you found out. That's what would happen in that last story, bro. But I'm glad he did have it, because if he didn't, he was obviously outnumbered. He wasn't gonna be able to fight off 2 or 3 dudes. Not by himself. Shit. That's crazy, bro. But I'm glad it ended the way it ended, bro. And I'm glad he never had that experience again. Yo, these really were some true horror stories. Okay, so I thought all of these were gonna be horror stories from, like, you know, kids perspective. But no, some of them were, you know, they were adults. He just, you know, had stuff happening. And, you know, he had to deal with that situation. So that's what that is. Thunderstorms, man, I still love them. But, you know, people like to strike at night, and I guess during thunderstorms as well. Make sure y'all keep your security updated, and you know what I'm saying, keep that thing on you. That's the greatest goddamn security, in my personal opinion. You know what I'm talking about? But hey, that is gonna do it for these scary stories, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Let me know y'all opinions on the scary stories down below in the comment section. You know I love talking to y'all about it. Show a lot of love to this video. Like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, we are up out of this thing. It's your boy Dairu, we signing out. Peace.